how-to with Instant Atlas double map time series template. If you want some information on how to create a dynamic report, please refer to that How-to with Instant Atlas Publisher video. The information in this report is completely fictitious. The unique thing about the double map time series template is that you can show two different base geographies at the same time in one atlas. In my first map here, you can see I've got postcode districts being shown. In my second map, you can see that postcode sectors are being shown. The first map here has a theme, indicator and date, which can be changed using the data button. I can choose my theme, indicator and date that I wish to show. And you can see that then changes in the map, time series chart, bar chart and pie chart. In my legend here, you can see I've got the different classes for my postcode districts, and I've got some background mapping which I can turn on or off. If I open my legend settings here, you can see that I can change the border color to whatever color I like. I'm going to choose a darker color there so you can see the border of the base geography is showing there. I can change the transparency. If I take this right down, you can see I can't really see that base geography. If I turn it right up, however, you can see that I can't really see the background mapping. I'll take that back to about where it was before. I can change the base geography color, the map palette, to a different map palette there. You can see now that's changed in the map. I can reverse those colors, so light to dark becomes dark to light. You can see that there now. And I can also change the number of classes, which you can see is changing in the map and the pie chart. I can change the classifier to say natural breaks, and I can close that now. You can see that's quite different to what it originally looked like. I've got a bar chart over to the right here. You can see that as I hover, the areas are not only coming up with a tooltip, but also hovering in the map. If I select one of these areas, you can see that it is selecting in orange in the map. If I change that map palette back to something a bit darker, let's do something quite plain, that orange will appear more vividly. If I hover in the map, I can see in light blue which one I'm hovering on. And you can also see there that I've got the tooltip for the area that I'm hovering on and the data value for that area. I can hold down Shift and draw a little box there, and that will zoom into the area of my box. I can also zoom out to full extent using this magnifying glass. And these buttons here can be used to zoom in and out to full extent as you wish. I want to zoom into the most extent that I can zoom into. I just need to drag that right up to the top or click plus until I get there. Okay. If I hold down Control and draw a box, I can select all the areas that were within that box that I drew. Now that takes us to the time series chart. Over in the time series chart, you can see that all of the areas that I've selected here in the map have been selected in the time series chart and also in the bar chart. Now I can hover on any of these points on the left hand side or the right hand side, and if there were more dates in between, then also I could hover on those dates there as well. I can hover on the pie chart on the right hand side here, and that shows me the class that I'm looking at and the percentage of the geographic areas that are within that class. You can see that they are now highlighted in the map, bar chart and time series chart. If I select those, it will just change my selection over to that selection of the pie there. Now I can bring up the data tables here. This will toggle the tables. You can see they've replaced the charts there. And you can see already in this first one here, this first map, I've got my select areas are already showing up in my data table. I can zoom into one of those areas by clicking on this magnifying glass, and I can zoom back out to full extent by clicking on this magnifying glass here. I click on that table there button, you can see that disappears again and my charts return. The second map here is very similar, except for a different base geography. You can also have it for the same base geography if you wish. That would be up to the admin of the report when they're originally creating the report. I can change the data that I'm looking at to whichever data I'm wanting to show. So for example, now I've changed it to indicator 2. And I can also see that this one here has got a contextual geography, whereas the first one doesn't. So let's turn that on and have a look. You can see here that my contextual geography is actually postcode districts, which is the base geography for my first map. You can see how that red outline is the same as the outline for each of these areas. So that's just there for reference data. I can also turn on my background mapping, and I can turn those off again. I can change all of the legend settings if I wish, just like in the first map, and my charts work in the same way. So you can see how easy it is to use the double map time series template. If you want more information on how to create a dynamic report, please remember that you can refer to the How To with Instant Atlas Publisher video.